All right. So it's another time for that video guide, and today we're going to be going over the Tier 10 British cruiser, the Monmouth. So historically, the Monmouth is another take on the British heavy cruiser design that includes the Gibraltar. So let's talk about how to get this ship. So you're able to get this ship available for a direct purchase through the Admiral Pack, which probably be around 190 bucks or so. Or it can be gambled for in random bundles. Now, these random bundles are going to be costing 1,800 doubloons each, and they are at a discount in bulk. So, as I always say, I don't recommend gambling unless it's in the first few drops, or you could just buy it outright if you are interested in the ship. So, let's just talk about the ship, and you guys can do your viewpoint if you like the ship or not. So pretty much this ship it has the same hull as the Gibraltar with a few main differences. It has a super heel with an improved Citadel repair. It has the improved acceleration, so it can be proved difficult to kill. But as the typical Royal Navy cruiser, they do tend to explode when showing broadside, so definitely be useful of that. And the ship does have the same AP guns as the Gibraltar, but with a very distinct differences. She does have a slower reload than compared to the Gibraltar, but it has improved range and faster shells, which more than makes up for this. And she can kite at longer distances using her amazing AP shells, the blast holes, and broadside cruisers and BBs alike. You don't get any HE though, which is a major drawback, especially when finding destroyers. Unlike the Gibraltar, her AP will overpin destroyers. So while the Gibraltar was better at like hitting destroyers and killing destroyers, this thing is just an absolute cruiser like Gobbler. You're going to get so many Citadels on cruisers with this thing. With the AP, it is going to be insane. Now, you don't have any, so there is no short fees on this thing, just regular. So your biggest issue when playing this ship is going to be bow-in ships. So if you're dealing with a bow-in ship, good luck doing damage to it, since you're going to have to aim at the superstructure to do any damage. This thing preys upon broadside ships or angle ships, and you're going to obliterate them when they do. Now, the biggest drawback of this ship is going to be the turret angles. The horrible kiting angles make it quite difficult to get all the guns safely on a target, and given her vulnerable broadside or Citadel, one mistake can easily cost you half your HP, or all of your HP for that matter. So do be careful of that when you are playing this ship. There are no real secondaries on this ship, so don't try to build into them, please. For the torpedoes, though, you do get 4 sets of torpedoes, 2 on each side, with 16,700 damage. So they are pretty heavy hitting torpedoes with a 10-kilometer range. Now, this is only useful for close range combat. So chances are, if you're using the torpedoes, you're probably about to die. So it's kind of like a last case scenario when you are using them. For the anti-air, it's actually pretty decent anti-air. Maneuvering is still your best defense against CV, since this ship is pretty maneuverable. This ship does have the exact same maneuverability as the Gibraltar with the improved acceleration, which is very useful. But the fact that your top speed is 32 knots and with the flag is going to be about 35 knots, it's going to be a major issue when repositioning and even dodging shots due to her large hull. Now, the best concealment you get is 11.5 kilometers, which is very handy for getting close and sniping broadside ships before they have a chance to react. I've done just full death strikes onto cruisers with this thing, and they were just shocked at how much damage this thing can do. So if you see a broadside cruiser, you are going to absolutely shred them. The AP on this thing is way more lethal than compared to the Gibraltar. So if you like the Gibraltar, you're definitely gonna like this ship. Now, for the consumables, you get a standard DCP with the Royal Navy Super Heel with the improved Citadel repair. You do get 2 charges base, but you can build into it to get 3. And you can pick between Hydra or DFAA. Of course, I'm going to recommend Hydra because why the hell would you build into DFAA? Just build into Hydro instead. And going back to the ship's survivability, like I said before, it's the exact same as the Gibraltar with the 59,400 HP, the 25 millimeters bow and stern with a 30 millimeter side and the 40 millimeter deck. It does have the super heal with the improved repair to Citadels, which is 50%. Normally it's 33%, but with this ship it is 50%, which is very, 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 very nice. It's very good. You do have the above water Citadel, which is normal for Royal Navy cruisers. So that's kind of like the big drawbacks of this ship is the above water Citadel, which is definitely a major weakness. Now, I'll be showing the build at the end of today's video, so I'm not going to really talk about that. But let's just talk about this ship's overall playstyle. So this ship excels as a kiting cruiser, right? It has AP, it doesn't have HE, so it does a really good job at punishing broadside cruisers and battleships alike. With the improved AP angles and the really fast cells, she can really chunk ships for a ton of damage on good salvos. Her excellent concealment lets her get really close, ensuring enemies don't have time to dodge their impending doom. Now, however, this really good AP makes it where this thing's gonna have a lack of HE, so it kind of robs it of that flexibility that you get with having both good AP and HE, so this doesn't have any HE. So she will struggle when dealing with smarter enemies that will angle to her or just sit bow in or aft, and this ship's slow speed can also make it difficult to get into ideal positions. And finally, her AP does have a poor performance against most destroyers. Since the shells are really quick and they are not short fuse, they only arm on 25 millimeters of armor, which most destroyers don't have. And the fast shells do make it easier to hit destroyers, but since you're just going to be overpinning them, you're going to be doing less damage. So the best bet when you're playing this ship is to kill the bigger ships first and force the destroyer to retreat, or hope that he angles just enough to let your shells arm, and then you'll do a massive amount of damage. So normally I would say for playing this ship, you want to play it on the flanks for the ideal shots into broadside targets. Alternatively, you can try to play mid when there's no aircraft carriers and surprise one side with your improved AP before they can react. Just definitely be wary of battleship salvos, because if you aren't angled properly, they will dev strike you. And overall, I would say that this ship is a very feast or famine ship. It easily tops the team if you find the right flank and the right paid actors, but just as equally suffering if everyone angles to you. It's kind of like, you know how everyone will angle to a Slava if they know where it is? Like, if they know there's a Slava in the match, they're going to be extra careful. Yeah, that's going to be how it is with this ship. If people know that you're around, they're going to be a little bit more on edge. And they're going to have a bit more people angling to you and just sitting bow into you. So you're going to be doing a lot less damage. Still, though, you will be seeing a lot of Citadel ribbons when you are playing this ship. And if you like a lot of Citadel ribbons, then I think this ship is definitely worth it for you. Again, this ship is going to cost you roughly, for a direct purchase as part of the Admiral Pack, it's going to be about $194, or you can gamble for it in random bundles. Again, I'm not really for gambling, so if you want to do that, you can, but I don't like gambling, so I'm not going to be doing that. So yeah. And the thing is like, am I gonna buy this ship? Probably not. Like, $194 is a lot of money to put into a game. So to me, 194 bucks for a ship, probably not worth it. So in the end, it's a great ship. If you can get it for a first few containers, that's great. And if you have $194 to spend on this ship, then go for it. It's definitely a lot more worth than compared to like the K1 early access submarine or the Seal. Even though the Seal itself is like an absolute monster of a sub and it's actually insane. I was considering doing a review on the Seal, but Like, it's a submarine. I'm not really having that much of an interest in it, so I didn't really feel like doing it. But yeah, overall, I think the Monmouth is a pretty good addition to the game. I think it's definitely better than the Gibraltar. The Gibraltar, it felt like this thing just feels like it has a certain role and it does its role well. The Gibraltar felt like it was kind of like a mix between like a smoke ship, and it didn't really have that flexibility that this ship does. It didn't have the super heal. It wasn't as maneuverable, and it had that smoke, which was like really bad concealment in the smoke. So I was like, like it felt so weird. But while the Monmouth, it feels like what the Gibraltar should have been, right? It has its open water roll. It has the super heal. It has the really fast shells. It can punish a lot of broadside. It feels like more of what the Gibraltar should have been, but now it's just a separate ship, if you know what I mean. So overall, like, I feel like the Monmouth would have been, like, if it was a Research Bureau ship, I would 100% recommend it if it was a Research Bureau ship. 100%. Like, it would have been nice if they had the Gibraltar and the Monmouth, both for Research Bureau. Maybe they will in the future. I don't know. But as of right now, they just have it as a tier 10 you can purchase. And I'm going off of the $194 off of the fact that that's what they're selling the seal for currently. So they're selling tier 10s for roughly about $194. I don't know if that includes tax or not. And that is US currency. You guys can let me know how much it is in your currency or whenever it shows up, but it will be becoming available this week around the 12th and 13th of March. And after that, I don't know if it'll be around or not for how long. So it'll probably be around for the patch. And I don't know after that, they haven't really said. So we will have to see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the ship overall. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my review on the Gibraltar. Not Gibraltar, sorry, the Monmouth. I get kind of confused. Like, they're literally the same ship, just different characteristics. So they're very, 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 very similar. So I kind of get confused between them a little bit there. So, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think. But yeah, overall. So at this point, I'm gonna show the build of the ship so you guys can watch that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, so let's take a look at the build of the Monmouth. So on the Monmouth, I do a main armament, hydroacoustics in the second slot. Third slot is going to be aiming. Fourth is going to be steering, since you can't do propulsion. Fifth is going to be concealment, and sixth is going to be main battery armament. For the consumables, of course, you're going to take hydro, not DFAA. For the build, for a 21-point build, I'll do the order of the build. So first is going to be consumable specialist. After that is going to be priority target. After that, I would do superintendent for the extra heal, then concealment. After that, I would then do adrenaline rush, and then heavy AP, and then survivability expert. And then the final skill is going to be focus fire training for that anti-air. But yeah, so pretty much this build is built around your survivability and the fact that you only have AP, so you're going to be doing heavy AP shells on the ship. So use that strength to your advantage with getting the extra AP damage, because it's definitely worth it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comments down below. But thank you all for watching, and let me know if you guys are interested in this ship, if you plan on getting it. It definitely was a lot of fun to play. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.